can you tell us a little bit about your background and what we're talking about today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a board certified OB-GYN and intimacy coach, and I've been practicing obstetrics and gynecology as an attending for over 19 years now. And I'm also a certified intimacy coach. So basically, a life coach that focuses on intimacy and relationships and sex. And I basically help women to remove mental and physical barriers so that they can achieve pleasure in their relationships.
So we have so many cultural and religious taboos, and I'm sure you're aware of it. We're both Muslim and we are both talking about sex coaching here. So how do you navigate them while providing guidance to your clients? How do you help them overcome the additional blocks that are there in addition to,
Yeah, that's a great question, Jawaria. And what I would say is that it all starts with understanding not only yourself, but also your religion. So in Islam, it's funny because we don't know it because we don't talk about it. And, I think perhaps maybe like the Arab Muslims are a little bit probably more open than we are as Desis, but it's understanding that Islam is a very sex positive religion. And unless you learn that, you think that because the culture that we grow up in is very, they think everyone thinks that sex is very taboo and they think it's wrong, dirty, shameful, and you don't talk about those things. And so when you realize that Islam is a very sex positive religion, then I think you give yourself permission. So when you are able to give yourself permission to find out about sex and find out what Islam says about sex, and then realize that in Islam, we actually have female sexual rights, which I never knew about growing up or even when I got married, but that there is. And so, what other religion do you know of? And I don't know of any religion. And I'm not saying that I'm a scholar in religion by any means. So I could totally be off, but I don't know of any religion offhand that gives sexual rights to women. And I think that is, and think about it, that's in Islam, and that's coming like over 1400 years ago. Think how progressive Islam was at that time, to give women female sexual rights. Allah gave them to us, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, talks about it as well. So, I think that really understanding our religion and realizing that, we are allowed to have pleasure in our relationships. We are allowed to, ask for foreplay and things like that. And our pleasure is to be prioritized. I mean, there's a hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, that says, a man should not complete himself, basically, talking about orgasm, and satisfy himself without satisfying his wife first. And it's, I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me. I don't want your listeners to be like, she said it totally wrong. But the point is that, female sexual pleasure is taken very seriously, and men are encouraged to please their women, to please their wives and wife. And that is very important. And actually, women in Islam are able to divorce their spouses if they are not sexually satisfied. So all of those things to me says like, wow, I didn't even realize that Islam had all of these sexual rights given to women. And so when we realize that, it really should be empowering.